So you think you need like a huge office, maybe a team the size of a small army to attract serious investment. Well, let's maybe flip that idea right on its head today. What if it's just you, a solo visionary with a really compelling project? What if you hold the key to unlocking the funding you need? That's the fascinating territory we're exploring today.
Exactly. We're diving deep into how individuals can, effectively secure investment for their ventures, even on their own. And our guide for this is Dr. Pooyan Ghamari. He's a Swiss economist, the founder behind the Elan platform. His background really covers a lot: real estate, economic development, and crucially, navigating those complex international investments.
Right. So think of this as your express route to understanding how to fund your solo project. We're trying to strip away some of the usual noise and just focus on a clear, actionable strategy. We'll be leaning heavily on Dr. Ghamari's insights, things he's seen working with innovators in, well, both real estate and the whole digital economy space. So let's try and dismantle that myth, that you need some huge operation to get funded. Let's find out how your vision can be the magnet.
And it really does start there, with the vision. Dr. Ghamari observes that, yeah, numbers, projections, they matter, but fundamentally, investors are drawn to a compelling picture of the future.
Okay, so let's unpack that. What makes a vision truly magnetic,
Yeah.
enough to pull in cash when you're, standing alone? Dr. Ghamari points to several crucial questions you need to answer with real clarity. First one, what exactly is your project? Seems simple, right? But he really stresses cutting through the jargon. What's the core problem you're solving? Or the genuine value you're creating? Think of it like the headline for your investment idea. Got to grab attention, convey value fast.
Yeah, precisely. It's about boiling it down to its essence. And then comes that vital question: why now? Why is this the right moment?
Time.
Exactly. Investors aren't just betting on an idea, they're betting on its moment. Your why now needs to really spell out that timing. Are there market trends, tech breakthroughs, maybe shifts in society that make your project relevant right now? It shows you get the bigger economic picture.
And then, as a solo founder, the next one's all about why you. You don't have a co-founder's CV to lean on. So what makes you the one to make this happen?
Yeah, this is critical. Dr. Ghamari emphasizes that your individual skills, your drive, your kind of inherent strengths, they become central. Your personal story, your specific expertise, maybe it's in financial innovation or deep real estate knowledge, or you really get the digital economy. That's increasingly what investors are looking at. They're backing you.
Right, investing in the person.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how there's this growing appreciation for deep, specialized knowledge. Beyond the concept, they want the person who truly understands how to execute. And then you have to articulate clearly, what's the future impact?
Beyond the immediate ROI.
Exactly. It's not just about quick returns. What's the long game? How will this project shape its industry, boost economic growth, maybe offer wider social benefits? That's where that visionary thinking really connects.
Yeah, painting that picture of the future where your project has made a real difference. And then the bottom line question every investor has, even if they don't say it outright, what's in it for them?
Dr. Ghamari's quite direct here. You have to clearly outline the potential ROI, the equity options, maybe even the kind of legacy they can be part of. And especially with international investors, understanding their different motivations is just critical.
Why is that? Different goals.
Totally. Some are purely about profit maximization. Others might want strategic advantages, or they might just want to champion innovation in a field they care about. You need to know who you're talking to.
Got it. Tailoring the message.
Absolutely. And to make this concrete, Dr. Ghamari gives this really neat example, the XBIT watch. It's pitched as the first eternal artifact where time meets cryptocurrency, permanently embedding value into a luxury timepiece.
Okay, interesting.
Even in just that sentence, you get the core idea, right? Luxury watches, crypto, disruption, and the potential for big returns. It even mentions a specific ask $100,000 initially to really shake up both luxury goods and blockchain.
Wow. So it's concise, it's bold.
Exactly. It's a narrative that hits all those key points we just talked about.
That really shows how a tight narrative can pack a punch. Okay, so say you've got that magnetic message sorted. How do you package it effectively when you're, flying solo?
Right. This is where the lean but potent investor kit comes in. You might not have a huge team's resources, but Dr. Ghamari really highlights that well-prepared materials, they signal professionalism, commitment. Think quality over quantity. Clarity is key.
Makes sense. So what's in this kit? First piece.
First vital component, a one-page summary.
The classic one-pager.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It has to be super focused. a distillation of the whole project. Covers the problem, solution, target market size, your business model, and crucially, how much funding you're looking for. It's like that powerful teaser, gets them interested to learn more.
Okay. And building on that.
Then you have a short pitch deck, and Dr. Ghamari stresses short like max 10 slides.
10 slides, max. Okay.
Yeah. This visually expands on the one-pager.
Mm-hmm.
Uses text, visuals, but clarity is still paramount. You need to show the essential data without drowning them in details. It's another chance to showcase your expertise and that big vision.
Right. Keep it digestible. And what about the numbers side? Financials.
Crucially, a basic financial plan. Doesn't need to be some incredibly complex spreadsheet maze, especially early on. What investors want is a clear outline, expected costs, how you'll make money, and a realistic path to break even or profitability. It just shows you've thought through the economic side of things.
Demonstrates grounding.
Precisely. And then there's something Dr. Ghamari points out is often really impactful today, optional but persuasive.
Which is?
A prototype, some mock-ups, or maybe a short demo video.
Ah, something tangible.
Exactly. Especially in digital stuff, actually showing your idea even early on, it can be way more compelling than just words. Lets investors really see the potential, understand the concept.
Yeah, I can see that. Visualizing it makes it real. Okay, great kit. Now the big question, how do you actually get this in front of investors if you don't already have that, high-level network?
Yeah, the network problem. This is where strategic connection building is key. And Dr. Ghamari has some really practical advice here. He frames it not as a weakness, but an opportunity to be smart and targeted, especially using digital tools.
Okay, like what?
Well, one big one is LinkedIn targeting.
Makes sense.
He suggests using very specific search terms. Think angel investor, family office.
What's the family office again?
Oh, right. It's basically a private wealth management setup for one, usually very wealthy, family, handles their investments.
Gotcha. So angel investor, family office.
VC analyst, maybe even niche terms like crypto investor or luxury goods investor, if that fits your project. Then you filter it down further by industry, like fintech, watches, blockchain, and even location. He mentions places like the UAE or Switzerland having strong investment scenes based on his ALN platform work.
Okay, find the right people. Then what? Just message them.
Well, how you message is key. He gives an example, something concise and value-driven like, "Hi, Name, I'm building a unique project blending luxury watches and crypto and would value your feedback or guidance. Would you be open to a short intro call?"
Ah, notice it asks for feedback, not cash up front.
Exactly. It's about starting a conversation, showing you value their expertise first. That's the value-driven part, rather than just a cold ask.
Smart. Build a relationship first. What else did
One more other dynamic area is Twitter, or X now, and crypto spaces.
Right, very real time.
Yeah. The advice is to actively join relevant X Spaces chats. And if it fits naturally, briefly mention your project as maybe an innovative solution being discussed. And also, follow relevant investors. Don't just follow, though engage thoughtfully with what they post. Smart comments, insightful replies.
Show you're part of the conversation.
It builds rapport, visibility. It's about demonstrating your own expertise and aligning with their interests. More organic connection potential.
Okay. And are there platforms specifically for this?
Definitely. He mentions dedicated investor platform sites like AngelList, Gust, F6S, Seeders. These are built to connect startups and investors. Creating a solid project profile there gives you broader exposure. It's also useful for just, testing the waters, seeing what kind of investor interest is out there.
So digital really opens doors then?
It really does. It sort of democratizes access, lets solo founders reach way beyond their local area.
Yeah.
But what about face-to-face? Still relevant?
Good question. Even with all this digital stuff, attending the right events is still powerful. Dr. Ghamari definitely emphasizes this. It's a catalyst for, serendipity.
But not just any event, right?
No, exactly. Focus on targeted events. If you're in blockchain, go to blockchain conferences. Luxury goods, luxury expos, startup competitions, specific tech talks, wherever your niche gathers.
And just showing up isn't enough.
Right? It's about strategic participation. Ask smart questions in Q&As. If there's a chance to join a panel, take it. Stand out through thoughtful contributions.
Makes sense. Be visible, be insightful.
Yeah. He even points out that just one good pitch competition can give you amazing exposure to potential backers.
That direct engagement, whether physical or virtual, lets you show your passion, answer questions on the spot, builds a more personal connection.
Definitely. Okay, shifting gears slightly. How can a solo founder use, shareability Virality.
Ah, yes, the viral effect.
Mm.
Dr. Ghamari sees this as a powerful tool, especially when resources are tight. The idea is to create content that's short, smart, and just inherently shareable.
Like what kind of content?
He specifically highlights the 30-second teaser video.
Short and punchy.
Exactly. Think cinematic, bold, maybe a bit intriguing, captures the essence of your vision, sparks curiosity, but doesn't give everything away.
And then where do you put these teasers?
Then it's strategic distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Post them across platforms, Instagram Reels, TikTok, LinkedIn, use relevant hashtags, hashtag investor wanted, hashtag luxury tech, hashtag crypto watch, whatever fits.
And the goal is getting others to share it.
Yes. Include a clear call to action, something simple like tag someone who should see this. Encouraging that organic sharing massively expands your reach, turns viewers into potential advocates, maybe even investors.
Harnessing that digital network effect.
It's tapping into those principles of the digital economy. Compelling content, community engagement driving value and visibility, even for one person.
Okay. So let's say you've done all this, you're getting interest. How do you actually structure the funding offers? Do you have to stick to one way?
No, and that's a key point. Dr. Ghamari emphasizes offering flexible funding options. Different investors have different comfort levels with risk, different preferences.
Okay, like what kind of options?
Well, for product-based ideas, maybe a pre-sale. Offer early access, maybe an NFT tied to it, or a chance to buy a prototype. It proves market demand and brings in early cash.
Good way to validate. What else?
An early backer bonus. Simple incentive, invest early, get special perks or exclusive access. Creates urgency.
Makes sense. Any more standard options?
Yeah. Then there are common early-stage tools like a convertible note or a SAFE agreement.
Safe.
Simple agreement for future equity. Both are ways for someone to invest money now, and that investment converts into equity later, usually during a bigger funding round. It postpones the tricky early valuation discussion.
Ah, simplifies things early on.
Exactly. And one more. Don't overlook strategic partnerships. Some investors might prefer partnering over just taking equity. They might bring industry know-how, distribution channels, tech.
So money plus expertise or access?
Right. And that can be especially valuable for complex international projects.
Lots of options then, allows you to tailor the deal.
Precisely. It lets you align with different investor types and what they prioritize.
Now, throughout all this, there's one thing you mentioned Dr. Ghamari really stresses for solo entrepreneurs. Trust, right?
Absolutely vital. Without that big team or long corporate history, building public credibility is everything. It's the foundation for investor confidence.
How do you actively build that as one person?
A really powerful way is through consistent content creation. Dr. Ghamari suggests regularly publishing articles, Medium, LinkedIn, maybe your own blog. Just consistently share your vision, your insights, progress updates in your field. It positions you as knowledgeable, as an authority.
It's about becoming a thought leader in your niche.
Exactly. It's not just about asking for money. It's about educating your audience, providing real value. When you openly share your expertise and your perspective, you build that trust. You become the credible expert. That often has to happen before the money flows.
Right, credibility first. Okay, so let's try and synthesize this. What are the main takeaways for you, the listener, trying to navigate this as a solo founder?
Well, it really boils down to a few core things. First, that powerful, clearly articulated vision. Then, packaging it professionally in that lean but effective investor kit.
Right. Vision and kit.
Then it's about strategic, targeted networking, using digital platforms smartly, choosing the right events.
Networking. Got it.
Add to that, cultivating some shareability for your message, being flexible with funding options, and constantly, diligently building that public credibility.
Vision, kit, networking, flexibility, credibility.
That's a good summary. Those seem to be the indispensable elements for success when you're going it alone.
So hopefully this deep dive has shown you, our listener, that getting capital without the traditional team or massive network, it is possible.
Yeah, it takes maybe a different kind of focus, dedication to clarity, to value, and just a really strategic, persistent approach to building trust and visibility.
So as you're thinking about your own vision, your own project, here's something to consider. Which one of these strategies we talked about today could you realistically start implementing, like right now? What's that first concrete step you can take, maybe even today, to start building momentum and get your solo venture closer to the funding it needs to really take off?